Young prince. No, he can't be a prince. The young nobleman. His new army, fresh to prove themselves on the field, were intercepted by Throg and his horde, who heard about the young upstart and decided, he wants to hunt Norskins, we'll come to him. So they ventured far south with their war mammoths, ice trolls, skin wolves, and the like, including Soul Crusher, to meet this new fledgling army head-on. His army consisted of Demigryph Knights, 2 units, Steam Tank, Templehof Luminarch. Our young general here is on foot, eager to prove himself. We have great swords, halberdiers, swordsmen, a bright wizard, handgunners, another steam tank, more Demigryph Knights, and finally some flagellants. On the far flank, we also have a few units of outriders with their pistol, or rifle, ammo. Pretty cool looking rifles there, repeaters. So the young general decides the best course of action is to take them on head on. And thus he does.
Take the ground. Moving now.
Boom. He says, nope, I'm out of here. One shot from that is enough. Nice net of Ammontok. Good kill. Nope, little friendly fire there. Nope, more friendly fire. You need to get closer before you shoot next time. There's our general. So our young general, already bloodied from battle. He sees them routing all these monstrous beasts from the north, but at a terrible price. These precious rare Demigryph Knights, down to 7 apiece. Flagellants, all but gone.
At speed! Yes, sir! Quickly!
His units begin to rout the beasts. Throg runs. And Pyrrhic victory is his. The young general decides to press forward with his attack, taking the fight to Norska with a army quite smaller than it was before. However, he still had the majority of his large units, which would be useful against more beasts of the north.
Brace yourselves! Move out! Moving now! In the name of the twin-tailed comet! What can we do against chaos?
What can we do? As they face off against their foes, cresting the ridge.
Take the ground! Bring it down! We obey.
Sire, maybe we should have not chosen on the hill. Quiet you, he says. Brace yourselves, lads. Skin wolves tear into their flanks. Feral mammoths attack. And Wolfric comes straight for him.
Seething fire! Now! Big range! Take aim! As it be!
He runs to the aid of his Luminarch, but it's too late. He decides to take them all on, head on. Massive, snarling beasts of the north. While behind him his army begins to flounder slightly under the weight of the north. That'll teach you, foul beasts. Oh, goodness. Nope, never mind. Oh, goodness. He scatters them easily. But more foes come. He is surrounded. Steam tank is destroyed. His units begin to break behind him. He can see their ranks running into the cold, vast wasteland. And he is still surrounded. His health wanes. He begins to waver and flee. Hordes of chaos biting at his ankles. Their foul tongue yelling taunts at him. And a giant-ass elephant coming in to attack him, but takes out their own guys instead. Beaten, the sons of Sigmar flee back across the cold. The last few remnants of flagellants, unbreakable. They will die a cold, terrible death, and the general flees. flees with what's left of his men back south through vampire country. Hopefully he can make it back. As he and his men fled back south, back to Empire territory, vampires could smell the men coming across their fields, and set out to ambush them with a huge army of the dead. Varghulfs, skeletons, zombies, all led by a fellow upstart vampire lord who was determined to put an end to this minor incursion. Meanwhile, the general of the Empire only had a small force left. Only those that had survived the battle were harder, more experienced than they were before, but still fewer in number. And just as they are about to engage the enemy, they hear a cry from the forest. They can hear the heavy iron-shodden feet of the Dawi. Many units pour out of the forest just to their left. The general can hardly believe his eyes, but there they were. Unsure if they're friend or foe, he engaged the enemy directly ahead, knowing full well that this was the only way that they were going to get back. Aye, laddie, we hear you need a hand. We're here to kill these dead Ungi. Emboldened by his new allies, he decided to rush headlong into the enemy. The enemy lord was dead. The undead units began to crumble around them. The general could see even more Dawi units coming. Rangers from far in the mountains decided to join the fight. As they joined the fight, the army began to crumble all around them. The general had a slight feeling of victory, knowing that he had a hard road ahead of him. Slowly waded through the odd little men, getting in their way mostly. But he knew that today he had won. One more day. And all he needed to do was stay alive long enough to make it back home. Aye, lad. We'll help you get home. I'll give you a small contingent of my Bugman's Rangers. Sounds more English than anything. But they decided to give him a small escort home when all of a sudden they were met by none other than Isabella von Karstein, who had heard of her general's defeat and the upstart general with his Dawi friends. She was convinced not to let them leave her lands alive, and had mustered a great throng, grave guard with great weapons, skeleton warriors, zombies, the usual. How can we defeat such a foe, he thought. There were only so many of them, and he thought he could just run straight through them. Straight at and through them. For all he had to do was make it just past those trees to freedom. And out of nowhere, it sounded like the trees began to come alive. The very grass and the ground itself moaned. Arrows began to fill the air, peppering his foe from unseen locations. The forest came alive, as at the very touch of the undead caused it to stir. Still he ran, heedless, into the backs of Graveguard, as ethereal bolts fell all around him. Shafts, rather, not bolts. Some even sticking in the air. Oh! And out of the forest, tiny tree men running funnily as he fled into the trees and allowed them to take the charge. He was now surrounded. Further away, just out of his sight, a massive wood elf force converged on the enemy. human. I sensed your need and came. We will help you get through this forest. We know that your tasks and your deeds are honorable. Do they care about honor? Probably not. But we will help you nonetheless. So it's kind of random.
Hurry! They're casting spells! To battle!
Wild Rider set up for another charge, cycle charge.
At speed!
In the middle of the fray, Isabella sees her quarry. You upstart! You dare tread on my land! I will sup of your blood and raise you for my endless armies. Serve me forever in death, or I'll just go around this way and go for this lady here. Girl fight. Oh, what the? No, I can't move. She's so mad. Look at her. She's so mad. I can't move. I don't know why they're not hitting her. That would be a good target. Okay, now I can run again. Take this. Uh-oh. Behind you. Oh. Ah. Isabella gets peppered with magical bolts. She's also getting, uh-oh. 2 more. And there she goes. She begins to crumble. Pieces of her flying off. No, this isn't how it should be. And down she goes. As her army crumbles around her, the young general, badly bruised, but still standing, lives to fight another day and to help with his friends. They defeat the enemy, and they continue their march west. The young general continues his journey, aided with a contingency of wood elves, including forest dragons, glade lord, great eagle, deepwood scouts, treemen, and a newly gifted Pegasus for him to fly on. They're intercepted mid-route on the edges of the vampire kingdom by none other than Isabella von Karstein on her disgusting horse mount. Risen from her last battle through fell magic, her rage could not be contained. She summoned an army unlike she had summoned before, with hex wraiths, master necromancer, cairn wraiths and a crapload of skeletons and zombies. She vowed then to take her revenge on this young general and his allies, whichever form they take, whether treemen, wood elves, Dawi, it didn't matter to her anymore. All she could see was killing this general. This time I got you, for I want you. Drizzle drazzle. I am a vampire, I got you. The young general, sensing this, takes a wide angle. Ooh, nice shot. The Wood Elves attempt to flank them. Glade Riders, Wild Riders, and on this flank, same thing. The general decides to engage at his own peril. Still getting the hang of his new flying mount. He dives in to help. But what's that? My lord, we were detained, but we are here to help you now. Demigryph knights swoop in to help their lord. "'Tis good to see you, lads. Now, let us kill vampires." Forest dragon coming in. Oh. But the general could not see that their army was not doing so great. Hawk Riders severely outnumbered and severely choppy for some reason. Once again, the Wood Elves come to the rescue of the young general, who somehow keeps getting lucky no matter where he goes. Isabella, if she's still alive in here. Don't see her. No, I cannot lose this. Not again. She very jerkily joins the battle again. Once again, Isabella falls. Our young general in the thick of battle. Will he escape this time? Will his luck continue?